Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to the shed. How are you doing today? How's life in your world? Are you sick and tired of the second channel updates yet? And so far, no content on that channel because it hasn't. It's not done. We're still doing. We're still learning. You know, I spent. I did a lot more camera tests. I did a lot more video edit tests. I found the voice that I want in the videos. I think I figured that out. I figured out how to edit it so that I can make it the fun, kind of energetic way that I want to do it. I did all that with the camera tests that I did with the new microphone, the new lighting. Everything was almost perfect. So close to perfect. There's two little things left. And one of those is when I put the lavalier on, I always wear an undershirt. I always have this undershirt on. So I clipped the mic to here, and you can't see it. It looks great. The problem is I left the stupid little windsock on it. It's got like one of those little fuzzies. And so when my shirt moves, that little fuzzies drag across the shirt, and it goes, it sounds horrific in the mic, which sucks. And the second thing is, well, so I said two, there's three. I do this all the time. I did some closer up shots, physically closer to the camera, and that caused some sort of interference. I was recording in my cell phone. I don't know if it was interference with the mic or what was going on there, but there was a good bit of interference. By the way, the recording with the cell phone, dubbing the audio over top of the video, it works flawlessly. It's so nice. It's so clean. It sounds amazing. Perfect. So taking the fuzzy off the mic is fix one. The lighting is fixed. I'm very happy with the lighting. It came out great. But the thing that's really the hard part, I've made 890 episodes of this. We've sat in front of this camera. This is the 891st time I've sat here and talked to you like this. I've done dozens of other videos that were builds. I've done produced videos for other people, lots of those. I've done a whole lot of editing and reviewing and the thing that I have to figure out. So this is the biggest hurdle. This show is unedited. 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 If that's not obvious, then I don't know what it is. This show is unedited for a reason, and that reason is I don't have time to edit it. If I did, this show would have stopped long ago. If I sat here and tried to jump cut out all the ums and ahs and the weird stumbly phrases that I say, and when I make a mistake and I catch myself, if I sat down and try to edit all that out, this show would take me multiple hours a day, and I just simply wouldn't get it done. So it's the format that it is in is on purpose. I sit down, I think about what I'm going to talk to you about, and I go. And that's that. That has increased my my public speaking ability or my kind of just like discussion ability a millionfold. My verbal communication skills are much better now than they were before starting the show. The problem is this non-edited version of me is very difficult to edit. And so I have to learn now I have to relearn how to talk concisely about something while giving myself edit points. And what I mean by that is, if I'm talking about this tape measure, I could say, you know, this is a Cam Pro self-lock 16-foot tape measure that self-locks when you pull it out, you push the button and it goes back in, and it's really sweet, and I love doing all that. That's cool, except that all of that is just a big run-on sentence, and it's impossible to find an edit point because that thought in my head came out of my mouth as a cohesive thought, and so the intonation in my voice and the inflection in the speech patterns are all related to that thought. And if you cut it and then try to insert a different clip, it sounds goofy because it's I'm on this rhythmic pattern of speaking, and then all of a sudden this jarring, saying something else comes in. So I have to relearn how to talk to a camera by saying things like, this is the cam lock, self-lock, 16-foot, self-locking, retractable tape measure. And so that gives me little individual snippets that I can put together into something. And so when I talk about games now, there'll be a portion of the video where I do this, where I just vomit idea onto the screen. But for quite a bit of the video, I need to have these concise, like, this game is for this many players, period. Not, this game is this for many players and it takes this long, because that's much harder to cut. I say, this game is for this many players, period. And then I could say, and it takes this long to play. And then I could, put something in there. If I, in case I wanted to cut something in between those two thoughts. If I said this game is for 2 to 6 players and it takes 15 minutes, I can't cut that and out and say this game is for 2 to 6 players, but I suggest you play with 4 and it takes 15. It doesn't work. So I have to relearn all these speech patterns, and that's going to be the hard part. But I did 2 long takes on Saturday night, and then I finally got to sit down and edit it yesterday. And it's not good because I can't use the audio, so I have to redo it all. But it's been really good practice. It's been really, really good practice, and I think I'm getting there. And the last thing that I'm going to do, that I decided that the window being dark is best, and so shooting at night is best. But that's really restrictive. I'm having a hard time getting up there at 8 o'clock when the sun goes down. So I think I'm going to take some cardboard and spray paint it black and put it in the window. You won't see it with the drapes, and that'll block all the sunlight so that I can shoot during the day or whenever I feel like shooting. So that's the next step. So close, so very close. I'm so excited. I really am. I'm very excited. I had a little bit of imposter syndrome yesterday as I was editing. I felt like, why am I doing this? I don't have who cares what I think? But, the thing about reviewing is there's always room for another opinion. And I'd like to think that I have good opinions about board games, or, I have an energetic way of presenting my opinions, and that's important to me. And so I have to get over the imposter syndrome and just do it. We'll see what happens. So thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being wonderful friends, being amazing people. I appreciate you, and I will see you tomorrow.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact comes from infoplease.com. What state borders 8 other states? Tennessee and Missouri each share borders with 8 states. Here are the states with their neighbors listed clockwise. Tennessee has Kentucky, Virginia, North Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, and Missouri. Missouri has Iowa, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Nebraska.